Hey guys, we wanted to jump on and talk about the current energies and what we've been going through and how we've been navigating them. And what's been coming up is purify, purify, purify on all levels. And that is, from our homes to what we're reading, to what we're watching on, social media, to what we're ingesting. And this is all because we're really trying to tap in and remember who we truly are. And what I mean by who we truly are is our essence without all the projections and the thoughts that we carry of others. We form a lot of our belief systems about ourselves based on our experiences and our interactions with others. And it's sad to say that, but that's what really has taken us away from our divinity and our godlike essence. And when we think about what is a God essence, and you hear this all the time, higher self, God essence, God and goddess templates, people are like, what does that mean? Well, it simply means how you would describe a divine, godlike being.
The most loving, positive qualities
right
that you could embody.
Yeah, and so if you were to describe the most angelic being, or God, for instance, you would think unconditional love, kind, abundant, caring, gentle, trustworthy, honest, all these qualities, right? So that's within all of us. And we've been doing this mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and how many days are we on this now? 15. And holy, powerful, burn away all the fears and self-limiting beliefs that we have created to keep us separated and to forget that we are actually that godlike essence. So for us, a lot of stuff has been coming up of self-limiting stories and fears that we've created.
Delusions.
And so the message that we want to talk about is that everything is right here for you right now, okay? We're the only ones in our way. The universe is so abundant, and everything wants to be given to you, and everything is bright, and everything is perfect, and everything is divine. It is the fears and the belief systems that we have, that we've created this prison to think that we're so separate from that, that that's not possible for us to access.
Yeah, everything is already abundant, infinite abundance, and the only thing we're creating is blocks to that abundance.
So if you have experienced scarcity, or people judging you in your past and putting you down, or you not feeling intelligent enough, or anything that you're carrying even from elementary school or high school, people carry this stuff with them for lifetimes. You can let that go. You can choose to let that go. And when we say let that go, it's you can choose to change your perspective on how you want to view yourself.
Don't let that run your life. Don't let that run the show. Don't let that run your consciousness. Let go of it and have that observational, loving perspective instead of getting trapped in the reactions and the fears of those programs, of those limiting beliefs.
The loops.
Yeah,
it's
they're
those
loops.
Perpetual loops that play from your reactivity of you acting on these belief systems that have you trapped.
Yeah.
So,
I'll give an example. My story, what's come up for me over the last few days.
Oh my gosh, addicted to information.
Yeah, I didn't realize the extremity of my addiction to not only information, but learning and producing and creating. So I was forcing myself to create, to produce things, to learn constantly, thinking that that's what would create my abundance and my ideas of success. So it would always be another book idea, another course idea, another coaching program idea, something else to do. And I was addicted to that, to the point where I would sit down with a journal every day, and every day there would be at least 2 new ideas that I would go down a whole rabbit hole, planning it out, strategizing, all that, and get so excited about it, and then the next day with 2 more ideas. And it was like literal insanity because I got so addicted to that, and it was so extreme that I was locked in those loops without even like making any significant progress on any one of those things. So it was like, instead of focusing and being patient, which would be like 1 step at a time in one direction, I was like in a frenzy taking 10 steps in 10 directions every day. And what that looks like is running around in a circle. So I was like, I had all this energy, all this excitement, all these ideas going on, but I was running around in a circle really fast and going nowhere.
Right.
And also part of it was being addicted to information and learning, because I held the belief that learning would make me more worthy. The more I learned, the more valuable I was. The more I learned, the more I would be able to produce and create what I wanted. So that was a part of that addictive loop. Like, I would read books constantly, listen to podcasts constantly, listen to audiobooks constantly. And it was an addiction. The realization I had when Nicole and I were talking is, I have to let go and do less. That's what is going to create that ideal for me. And ironically, I'm already living that ideal.
And that's the key to it. It's like, I asked him, what are 3 things that you are grateful for? And what were they?
You, our home, and my job at Learn.
Right. And so when we focus on that abundance and we focus on that gratitude of all the things we do have, we open up our perspective and our possibilities, and we see past the limited ideas of, what we're really meant to do, what we're really meant to create. So if you're constantly chasing, if you're constantly focusing and working hard, you're only like zoning in on what you think. You're not expanding the lens
And you're coming from lack.
to see what's really there for you. And there's a lot of different opportunities and a lot of abundance, but it's like, are you open to receive, or are you closed off because you're in control? You're trying to control everything. So when you release the control and you surrender to a bigger picture and more opportunities, you're able to receive more from the universe. So it's like, you don't have to chase. You really just have to be open to receive and to listen. And part of this like purification process, and why I'm talking about so much purification, is because it's creating clarity. It's creating clarity so you can hear which direction to go in, and you're open to notice the divine synchronicities that are coming, or the divine people that are being placed in your life. I mean, we all meet those people. We all meet those special someones that pop up and they take our lives to the next level. And that's grand and that's wonderful. I'll tell you, for instance, a story the other day. I went to go get a pedicure. And if I was just sitting there with my book and narrowed and reading and
like I probably would have been doing.
would have been zoned in on myself and wasn't just open to receive the massage and just to tune in to everything around me, I wouldn't have met this wonderful lady that was sitting next to me. And we just sparked a conversation based on which kind of pedicure she was going to get, which one we were upgrading to, and which one has she ever tried before. And she wound up being an intuitive, an empath, and has her own movement. She's a director of movement and art studio, and just was so amazing. And meeting her was so inspiring. And I know that she is an important person that is placed in my path. So it's like, be open to meet those people, be open to those discoveries. And when we purify, we get that clarity. So we get to hear our inner voice more clearly and understand the direction of where we should be going. We start to flow. And so that's so important to, especially for me, it was my diet. Like my diet, I had to like be consistent with. I'm normally pretty good, but you know, there's times that I have a sweet tooth, and that's the kind of stuff I have to let go of. Or when I bring gluten into my diet, I notice changes as well. And with Stephen, it's just like the obsession of the diet of information. So these are things that we would recommend for you guys right now, is to like purify your diet, pay attention to what you're watching, what you're reading, what you're listening to, and your music, everything.
Yeah, everything's diet.
Everything. And be open and know that, like, you know, the universe is here working for you, right? It's working for you. You just got to be open to receive and ready to surrender and trust. I mean, we laugh about it and we're like, can it get any clearer? Like, we did not expect so many miracles and things that happen in our lives on a daily basis. Like, you know, even our relationship, our engagement, everything. Like, I didn't expect all of this like so fast and so soon, but there's always a different plan. There's a divine plan. There is a higher order of things, and everything is working perfectly right now. So if you are spiraling out or in fear or anything else, let go, okay? Just like trust in the process that everything is working out, okay?
Yeah, I want to reiterate that when you're trying to overanalyze everything and control everything and force things and chase things, you're really limiting the opportunities available, because you're so fixated, and I know this from thousands of times of experiencing it, you're fixated on things going this way. Like, I do this and this and this, and that's how I get it. So I am fixed to this path when there's infinite number of ways for it to happen. But because I'm not trusting and I'm focused on like strategizing and planning every detail, I fix myself to that one way of doing it instead of being open to unlimited ways of it happening.
Yeah.
And that is so incredibly restrictive.
Yeah.
So like when you're able to trust and surrender, it's actually way more helpful than trying to stubbornly do it all yourself or plan it all yourself, because instead of one way of it unfolding, you're open to an infinity of ways.
Yeah. So I guess I'd like to wrap it up with saying that really everything is so bright. Your future is bright, and everything around you is so divine. It's just you remembering that it's so divine, and anything that's not is maybe something that you've created based on your experiences and thoughts and pain and suffering. So be open to seeing yourself as a god and goddess, and be open to exploring infinite possibilities. And if you've never used a mantra, I recommend you do it for 30 days. Get yourself, where's our mala beads? A pair of mala beads, do it 108 times. The Gayatri is one of my favorite mantras, and then the one we're doing right now is so purifying. And just, you know, find somebody to do it with. Find a partner to do it with even, and support each other, because this stuff really singes away anything that's not in alignment. And when I say anything that's not in alignment, I mean anything that is not your heavenly self.
Yeah.
Okay, so any of the self-worth issues, the acceptance issues, the disrespecting yourself with negative self-talk, the getting down on yourself, the perfectionism, the type A personality,
The
all
ways
of
you're
that.
deceiving yourself.
Yeah, the ways you don't trust people. All of those things, those are the things that keep you limited from experiencing more abundance. And when we talk about abundance, it's not just financial abundance, it's abundance
Everything.
in your relationships, it's abundance
Health
in health. Yeah.
and happiness, in your lifestyle being aligned with your soul, in being present. All of that is abundance as well.
Yeah. So show up for yourself. It's all about self-love and taking care of you. And you magnetize, like, right? Your feelings are magnetic. So if you're feeling great, you're going to magnetize all of that. So I think it's Dr. Joe Dispenza that says your thoughts are electric and your feelings are magnetic, and I love that, and I totally believe in that 100%. It's been my life and been my experience. So really focus on your thought, focus on what you're thinking about, what you're eating, and just make sure you're staying in alignment and making the best decisions for you, and everything else will flow to you from that space.
And with your thoughts and emotions, observe, acknowledge, upgrade. So don't suppress or ignore the so-called negative thoughts and emotions. Observe them, acknowledge them, like let's say anger. Observe, oh, I'm experiencing anger right now. Acknowledge it, okay, the anger is here. Upgrade it. Find a way to transmute that anger in a healthy way. Maybe scream, maybe go work out, maybe do some chanting or something like that. Whatever's a healthy expression of that. And once you do that, you're upgrading yourself, so you'll be in a state of probably peace or happiness or joy after you upgrade it. So observe, acknowledge, upgrade. Don't judge, don't suppress, no need to do that. Observe, acknowledge, upgrade, and then you are riding those waves and magnetizing that higher flow and that higher abundance into your life.
Right.
Effortlessly, and just trust that.
So trust all is well, and that your future is bright, and so many good things are coming. You just got to remember how divine you are. So much love and many blessings.